Good evening, Breton. I've been looking for you. You've been here for some time, haven't you? Alone in the woods at night, performing the Black Sacrament. I could hear your chanting from quite a distance, carried on the wind, which, no doubt, is why you have chosen this secluded spot, far from town. It is curiously mesmerizing, isn't it? The words of the summoning. There is something powerful in it that builds and builds the more you repeat it. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. And you wanted this so much that you were willing to brave the dangers of the woods, sitting here night after night, stabbing and chanting, over and over again, not knowing if it would work, how long it would take, or if anyone would come at all. But the Night Mother has heard your prayer. You have initiated the contract, and she has sent me to finalize it. So, let's get down to business, shall we? Who, little Breton, would you like me to kill? A lover, How interesting. Usually it's more profitable to kill a spouse than a lover. That tells me that this assassination is motivated purely by passion. And in my opinion, that is the best reason to kill. Love and hate are two sides of the same coin, after all, and as one turns into the other, our services are requested once again. So, do you have any specific cause of death in mind? Or would you like me to present you with a few options? Very well. First of all, do you want it to be a public display or a more private affair? A random attack from a raged brute on the streets can certainly be arranged, and you will not even need an alibi for that one. In fact, I have an orc colleague who prefers bludgeoning his marks with a sledgehammer heavier than most of us can even lift. No planning, no precautions, no finesse whatsoever. For the most part, the Dark Brotherhood relies on shadow and deception. Although a brutish attack by a mad orc, assumed to have crawled out of some stronghold in the wild. One certainly would not suspect our organization when something like that happens, so my orcish friend has his usefulness. However, I can tell by your expression that you do not favor a big public display. Let me present you with some more discreet alternatives then. Poison is always popular and frequently requested, and we have quite the variety on offer. Concoctions that are slow to work and can mimic a natural death, as well as many that have a more immediate effect. Nightshade, Deathbell, Skatecraw. We can poison apples, or stews, or other foodstuffs that ensures that the victim poisons themselves at their next meal. A potion of paralysis is another option. We can offer ones that are so strong that the target cannot even draw breath and suffocates. It also prevents them from making any sort of sound. This, rather than poison, is the true silent killer. I've always found alchemy fascinating. The effect of a reagent on the body, watching the heart stop, the eyes go blind. But I should warn you that this method does have a few caveats. First of all, poison does make one think of spurned lovers. Secondly, a slow-working poison, or one placed in a private home that few has access to, does not provide you with an alibi. Not even if you are seen in public at the time the poison takes effect. So I would argue against this method in your case. The next option would be to arrange some sort of accident. A gentle push over an edge or a banister somewhere, or being run over by a cart drawn by a panicking horse, perhaps. A mounted elk head over a favorite chair could suddenly come crashing down as the mark is napping after dinner. No? None of the above? Very well. Let's recap your preferences so far. You want it to be recognizable as a murder, not an accident. But you don't want a public display, and no poison, for obvious reasons. You want something that can give you an alibi. We, could stage it as a burglary gone wrong. A thief enters in the night, but the owner is not asleep and attacks. The thief defends herself and stabs the owner to death. His lungs are pierced, so he cannot scream for help. He bleeds out on the floor and is found the next day. There will have to be a bit of a mess. Broken furniture, things thrown about, but the incident will still not be loud enough to wake the neighbors. This will be more convincing if the mark has something worth stealing, something others would know about, not just you, something that would be well known in town. A soul gem collection. That will do it. And I suppose I can help myself to a few of those as a bonus. Good. Not that I expected you to object. Nor will the bonus change the base fee. Let's see. Disguise, equipment, travel expenses. We can round it down to 800 septims, and that is non-negotiable and has to be paid up front. Murder does not come cheap. What do you say? Yes, the method is acceptable, as well as the price. Excellent. It will be my pleasure to fulfill this contract in person. I'm already looking forward to it. Is that a frown, Breton? I can assure you, I would not have chosen this particular occupation if I did not enjoy it. And you should be thankful that some of us feel that way. Otherwise, your prayers would have gone unanswered. The Brotherhood requires a great deal of dedication. The planning and finesse of a well-executed assassination, watching it all play out exactly the way you planned it. It is always a thrilling experience. But it is so much more than that. It is very intimate to be present at someone's death, especially if you're the one causing it. Just for a split second, their entire soul is laid bare to you before it's all gone. It has been a pleasure doing business with you. Good night, Breton.